Hello my friends and welcome to this playthrough for the Rookie Division with the correct tournament win. This video is sponsored by Playdemic and Golf Clash, and I'm going to show you here how to play in the Rookie Division and how to use the clubs that you actually do have in your bag combined with the ball. So we're going to go directly to hole number 1, and the thing that we want to achieve here when it comes to the Rookie Division is that we want to achieve some kind of control. And the thing that I mean with control is like we will have clubs with that is less upgraded. We will not have a ball guideline that will help us that much. So it's very important for us to keep control in the way that we're playing, so we are not finding ourselves in the rough, we are not finding ourselves into the bunkers, etc. So we're going to start with max backspin on the backbone combined with max side spin to the right. We're going to adjust for this 4.8 wind, as we would be in around medium to maximum distance of our club when it comes to the backbone. And the thing here, sure, we will get maybe a kind of a different bounce, like in a less accurate bounce, like in a way. So you can see we're going with 2 rings. So the thing that I mean with the bounce is like the green here is very bumpy in the way. So we kind of want the side spin to the right to kick us up to the right a little bit. We came in a little bit too hot. And I would suggest, like, if you do have a Saturn or something like that that has a little bit more backspin, then go with the long one that has the most backspin. Because sure, if we are thinking about like how this hole is played from second or the 30, we do have a wind that helps us into the right. I don't want to spend a Titan ball, for an example, on this one. I think a Marlin will be absolutely enough. And the thing that I mean with having a Titan ball or a Katana ball or a Quasar or something like that with a lot of side spin is then we can go to the left of the bunker, kind of like use a little bit of curl combined with the side spin to get in there. Our opponent's going to go with the same type of shot. Still the same type of wrestle, coming in a little bit too much to the right. But still, we're going to bag an easy birdie. And my friends, do not forget to subscribe to the channel for some daily content. So it's going to be interesting to see which type of wind that we're actually going to have here, because these are the holes that we definitely going to have to study in and really go for it. When it comes to the Rookie Division, I don't play the weekend round with my rookie account anymore since the last 5-6 tournaments, something like that. The reason for it is that I don't feel necessary to be able to be in and competing for a prize chest. I think that is for other players to do so. We are not going to play any shootouts, and the reason that we're not playing any shootout is because that we want in this playthrough to focus on the regular tournament holes and don't focus on the shootouts. Of course, shootouts is valuable in the way that you actually learn how to play the holes with different wind. So if you feel that you have the time and the will and you want the coins, win percentage, or just want to have the experience, play the shootouts, absolutely. We're going to play hole number 2 now here, and now we're going to go with extra mile. We're going to go with the big dog, and we're going to go with a Titan ball. And the thing is here again, it's like, sure, we're playing from the first tee, maybe we shouldn't spend a Titan, but I would say yes, and beg the difference, because playing with a ball with more distance gives you a reason to not have to like overpower, not have to drive it like max when it comes to when it comes to here on the fairway. You can see it's very, very bumpy. We're going to go here after the rough, and we're going to go with 3 bars of topspin combined with max side spin to the left. We're not going to go with that much curl, and we're kind of under adjusting it when it comes to the topspin, and I think that it's important to have in mind. Going with 2 rings for 3 miles per hour, a little bit over adjusting that one as well, and that is just because of the tailwind. We hit it great on the left side. We want just the ball to bounce there, to bounce forward, and we don't want the ball to go into the rough or into the bunker. So we have a lot of distance left there. Maybe could go with 4 bars of topspin, but we're kind of afraid of getting that bounce that we don't want to have, and this is the reason we are having the big dog. because the big dog gives us 180 yards of distance, and then we can, in a perfect way, reach for the green into, even if we go short with our drive. So we kind of counter for a short drive with having a long wood club combined with a ball with power. And that is often the way I usually do. Sure, you can play this one with a basic ball as our opponent, but if you do go short with your drive, then you're going to have a tough time. It's like this is going to not be able to reach for the green in 2. But with a Titan, for an example, then he or she would be able to get to the green in 2 with a big dog. So, as you can see, we're perfectly up there. We're going to go with max side spin. We're going to go with almost a bar of top spin. And we're just going to see here, so the ball actually can, if we're a little bit lucky, to bounce in there to the pin. The best way to play this shot is go with, what can I say, to go with no bars of backspin or topspin, because, you know, it's very important that the ball will get the chance to stay on the fairway, stay on the green as well, and it will do. But I'm rather coming in a little bit too hot and risking staying on top there, rolling back down in the rough or into the bunker. So just a safe shot, a very conservative way to play the hole, but in the way we make an easy birdie, and with having like 50 to 70% of the people making a par on hole number 2, where we are very pleased with bagging that one. As you can see in the communities, there are some making a hook shot or so to landing in the first bunker or in the front rough. Sure, that could be a way to play it, but in the end, especially now on the first division, in the rookie division, you often don't have the sandwich or the rough iron upgraded in a way that you will be able to reach. So I definitely consider using the driver that you have the most distance, and then using... Oh, that is so unlucky. This is the thing that we don't want. Like, this is the risk that we take if we will have to go too short. So we want to go with an extra mile. We want to go with the big dog. And sure, now not everyone have those clubs unlocked, but in a way, then we need to counter for that in a way to choose the clubs that are most similar to them, and maybe using a little bit more topspin, for an example, if you're using a quarterback. So, and don't get me wrong, this is an incredible tough par 4. One of the toughest ones, I would say, to make a consistent birdie, because you need to rely on the first bounce. Duktig. There we go. And now we're going to go to hole number 3. Hole number 3, and that is a par 5. It's kind of like... we will not be able to reach over, that we can already know from the beginning. So we're going to do basically the same type of play that we did in the playthrough, like before the tournament start. That we're going to play ourselves up kind of short, just safe, conservative, making a safe birdie, but also giving ourselves the opportunity to make an eagle with a long iron. So we're going to go with another ball here. We're going to go with a Marlin ball. And sure, now you wonder, like, Tommy, it's a par 5, why go with a Marlin ball? The reason I'm going with a Marlin ball is like we can't reach over no matter what we do. But in the way we could maybe, in the way, give ourselves just a safe road there to the green. And then we can just save our balls that we do actually have, and then play with a Marlin instead, putting ourselves up there just safe without having any obstacles in a way. Don't try to go too far as well, just stay away from the rough. So that will just be a very safe shot. Sure, with a very much upgraded big topper combined with a berserker ball, maybe maybe possible to go over, but that I can't say it will. I definitely see that as nah. I wouldn't consider trying it though. If we are not having a rough iron that is upgraded, to be honest. But that's a thought at least to build on. So we're going to not overpower a shot. As it's uphill, the ball is not affected by the wind that much. So we're just going to line up before the rough. Using the top spin, bouncing it over here to give ourselves an easy way to reach for the green in 3. We're going to go with 2.5, sorry, 1.5 ring. I think 2.5. 2.5 ring, sorry, 2.5. I don't know. It says 2.5 here in my notes. So, take that, top spin, rolling over. No risk in any way in that shot. We could have hit it like good, and we would still be bouncing over and not being close to the rough whatsoever. So, Rob's turn, so he's going to do the same shot, and I don't blame him. The problem here with a sniper level 4 is that the sniper will not be good until you get it in like level 6 or 7. So the only way you should be using the sniper is if the hole is 100% designed for the sniper with the ball guide, or that you are not having any other wood club actually. So still getting it over there. Nice shot from Rob. No problem to reach for the green in 3. Here is a shot that we having a hard time to decide here actually. I would love to play with the long iron here actually, but we're not having the distance for it to be good. So we kind of need to wing it a little bit here to kind of, with the less ball guideline, to kind of calculate here on how it would be rolling there up. But everything is uphill and it's very easy here to go short. And with the mauling, that's the negative part of it. Like I kind of like wanted to reach a little bit more into the green to maybe go directly to the pin for this shot. So we're going to just adjust a little bit for the wind, not much at all, because again it's uphill and the ball will not be affected by the wind that much. But as you can see, we're going way short, and we should be using less backspin. We shouldn't be going with any type of backspin, and maybe the shot would be having a chance to go in for an eagle. But at least we made a birdie and we will be okay with that. So if you have played your round already, please make a comment in the comment section. Tell me, how did it go? Did you find out a particular shot that helped you or made it good, like a hole-in-one, albatross, eagle? Maybe you saved yourself for a par or for a birdie at somewhere as well that you maybe want to share. So please share. That's awesome. Our opponent hits it perfect. Going come in with better speed than we did. Much better shot than we played, and so that was performed in an excellent way from our opponent. So we're putting it in. Putting it in. We take a birdie. Then we're going to go to hole number 4, and hole number 4 is all of a sudden a little bit tougher when it comes to the front tee, in my opinion. I'm so dialed in to play it in a way that is for pro, expert and masters, and now coming down to rookie, everything changes because we're going to play with the long iron that is not going to be adjusted for maximum distance. And this is hole number 4, but this is just a shootout, so we're going to forfeit and play the hole as it is. There we go, -3 of the 3. So hole number 4, and here the important part, get it up to the green, give ourselves a birdie opportunity. That is so important. But of course this is most definitely a hole-in-one opportunity in my opinion. We don't have that much topspin here, and I do believe like 2 bars of topspin will not be enough to get up there, because again, we're going to have a different... when you're playing from the front tee, you of course have less distance, which means that the bounce will be a little bit different. So we do change our mind to play up there. We're not going to go with any type of topspin. We're going to go with one side spin to the left, a little bit topspin there, and we're aiming out there to the right. And I think, I think in the end, like, this is the wrong adjustment for this hole. I do really consider, like, if you're going to play on that particular spot, you don't want to use side spin to the left, as you will be pushed out to the left. Sure, we're close to get up there, but without any side spin, combined with maybe half a bar of side spin to the right, you just count off that bounce, combined with a little bit of tailwind, like half a bar of tailwind, then I do believe that will be a better type of shot. But we'll still make a birdie, won't be any problems. But the thing that we want to, of course, stay away from is to go too short, like... So our opponent going with a katana here is going with another landing spot here, and I don't blame him. It's like, that's a good way to go as well. It's perfect. Let it bounce there. Coming a little bit with too much topspin there, but still good try to go for the pin, absolutely. So this is also a way that you actually can consider to go. As you will be able to see here now, and that's why we're having this type of tutorial here as well in the playthrough, it's like we have a long putt, and the further down you have, then the more power you need to have, and that could be a big problem in the way. That could be a big problem, especially if you go way too short on the green. But still a birdie. It's a -4 after 4, nothing special. Playing a really safe round. And just dialing in so we can have the standard -11, which is par for that one. So we're going to go here, and we're going to forfeit shootout. Then we're going to go to hole number 5. That's gonna help my daughter with put it on sofa. So she's going to use my phone a little bit, so I need to be without any type of musica. But we're going to play hole number 5, and now it's important for us to let it bounce over here, so we actually can have a thorn to the pin, like I showed. Sorry, we don't have the thorn. The hornet we do have to the pin. So, and the thing that we are going to go, as you have been watched streams, tutorials before of me for the New York Classic tournament, then you have been seeing that I'm bouncing over there, over the rough, over the bunker. I do consider that one to be the best play, to push ourselves in the way to have an opportunity to chip it in for an eagle. So our opponent is using a Titan, and you don't need to use a Titan here, and especially this type of shot is going to be not good in that way. A little bit lucky there with the bounce off the tree, but hitting your shot good will of course not help you. Then it's going to be very risky in that way. So we're going to go with a Quasar for this particular shot, and the reason we're going with a Quasar is that we do want to have the side spin. Max side spin to the left with a Quasar, going with 4 bars of top spin maybe could reduce that a little bit, but we want to be safe to get over the rough and the bunker, you know. So lining up there just by the tree. And I'm going to take the extra mile and adjust it for just 2 rings to have that. And 2 rings is a little bit more than 5 miles per hour, so we kind of just slightly over adjusted it. But that is just to counter a little bit for the bounce out to the left that we will have due to the wind that we have. So we are lining it up very nicely here, a little bit too far in my opinion, because I don't like to bounce on the fringe for my second shot. I want to go directly to the green and have that as a landing spot instead. So this particular shot, we should be like, as you can see, our opponent is in that little creek thingy there in the bottom of the screen. We would like to be in the second part of it, because that would give us a really good way, because we would be having basically straight wind, and we would be gonna go directly onto the green without having any type of spin whatsoever. So see here, for our opponent here is having a thorn. I don't understand the necessary of the curl, to be honest. It's try to stay away as much as possible to be having to overpower a short iron or having to using curl with it, and that's why I'm using side spin. For an example, now you will be able to see here with the Hornet that we do have in level 2, which is going to be a lot of feeling when it comes to how much will it roll, etc. And especially now for the first try, we're going to use with max side spin on our Quasar. And the reason for it, again, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is that we do want the ball to bounce directly onto the green instead of using the fringe as a landing spot. So we're going to line it up there, and then we're going to adjust for 2 rings. Adjust it a little bit too much, so we're just dragging it away. So it's 2 rings we're going for there, and we're going to hit this one perfect using 2 bars of backspin. Going to come in a little bit too hot, as you can see, but still, like, we are straight at the pin, so we're just reducing the landing position a little bit, or like removing and dragging it down a little bit on the green. Then that would be going in. And making us an eagle. So close, and I do believe, like, hole number 5, if you should be earning a shot or like getting something to drop for your round, that is absolutely hole number 5 in my opinion. It's going to be definitely the absolute best opportunity that we will be having in this rookie division in the New York Classic tournament. So we are done with hole number 5. Our opponent dunks it in from the fringe, which was it's always nice to see a dunk. And we're putting it in for a birdie, and then we're going to go and play hole number 6. And hole number 6 is the one that we need an eagle. We need to give ourselves that. We need to feel the confidence after playing that hole that, okay, we will be making an eagle on hole number 6 without any problem, basically. So forfeiting the shootout again, as you know already, so giving away the 1,000 coins, and then we're going to go and focus on hole number 6. So like I said it, I mentioned it in the beginning of this playthrough as well, you know, the eagle parts, it's going to be necessary to have on hole number 6 and hole number 9. Any other eagle than that is going to be a big bonus. And that goes for hole number 3 as well, as that is a par 5 that is very, very tough to reach. We're going with the extra mile, we're going with the big dog, and that is because we need to use the distance that we do have on, especially on our second shot. Just going to run and grab something to drink real quick. It's going to make this shot here by the bunker there, I believe, using some overpower, of course, and that is needed. And this is where you know it's going to be very, very tough in the way to get a good run for the pin, especially like with a basic ball combined with that topspin having to try to overpower the bunker. The thing that I would like to do in that way is to actually go again a conservative line, going with max side spin to the left. We want to bounce it over the rock there. We do not want to aim closer to the rough patch than we are doing now, because the further ahead against the rough we are, the less of a bounce the ball will get. So we're going to adjust for a little bit more than one ring, and when we do have 3.4 playing uphill, using 5 bars of topspin combined with max side spin to the left, and we're going to get a good bounce there. We're going to roll up and we're going to land on the fringe for an easy eagle in that way. So we are very happy with getting the eagle down for hole number 6, because it's a tough hole. And first, we can't miss our drive. We need to make our drive, otherwise we will not be able to reach for the green too. The second shot, bounce it over the and then it's time to go to hole number 7. We're going to change club here. We're not going to go with the big dog. It's not necessary, you know. So we're going to go here, like changing the club to the Viper. And the Viper is not that featured in this tournament because, you know, we are not having holes where we actually can be very, or needed to be very like accurate and don't have to use distance. Then I do value to use the big dog instead to give ourselves the distance that is necessary. It's important though to give ourselves the opportunity with the big dog to actually learn how the big dog works. Like in a level 5, we do have 2.5 miles per hour per ring with the big dog, which is kind of easily when it comes to calculate it. Like if we're having 5 miles per hour, it's 2 rings with the big dog, etc. Sure, we don't have the ball guideline that we would like, but that we don't have with any type of club. So we're going to go with a Quasar here. We're going to spend our last Quasar. Maybe try to soon time to invest in a little bit more of those. But the reason we're going with the Quasar is that we do want to have the side spin. We do want to use the top spin as well. Look at the ball guideline here, my friends. Like if I'm going too much to the left, the ball guideline will be pushed out to the right. So we kind of want to aim where I get a push to the other direction instead. Going with a little bit more when it comes to the adjustment, and we do now want to hit the ball great. And the reason we're hitting the ball great is to give ourselves that a little bit extra push to the left, combined with the side spin to stay away from the bunker. And then you may wonder why don't go on the right side when this shot's a little bit more technical. The reason for that is that we do want to find ourselves with a straight shot to the pin without having any type of problem, which we would otherwise have from the right side, which will not be giving us an attempt to get an eagle. But now we do have that. We do have an attempt to go for the eagle, and that is all that counts on these tough holes, to give ourselves an attempt, have an open shot for the pin. If we drop it, we drop it, we will be happy. If we don't drop it, we will at least secure a safe birdie. Good shot from our opponent there with the rock. Not that often we do see the rock, but the rock and the quarterback is absolutely possible for this hole. Absolutely. Because or I would say like this, if we're going to use the rock or the quarterback, then you need to use a Titan, at least, because you need to kind of counter for the distance that you will lose by not going with extra miles. So we're going to go with a Viper with minimum distance, and a Viper with minimum distance is not something that we do play with that much. So we're going to need to kind of get the feeling for that one, that's for sure. So there we go, aligning it up, getting it perfect, and then we want the side spin to kick us in there, coming in too much to the right, too hot. Should be going with at least like half a bar of backspin more, and not that much side spin to the right, or have to not adjust it in the way that we did. But still, when we miss that one, we're still going to drop an easy birdie for us. And again, that is what counts, that we at least have an easy birdie, and we'll go from there. Our opponent's using topspin, and that is not the way to go. You need to use backspin, otherwise you will definitely be coming in way too hot. So you will be able to see this now. You can see the topspin getting the push there. Sure, it stands on the fringe, but you really do risk going into the rough by using topspin on that particular shot, especially with tailwind in your back. So we're taking the birdie. We are taking the birdie. I kind of like this hole, you know. It's hole number 5 and hole number 7. I do feel really comfortable with, and I really do see those as good opportunities. It's like when you go into a tournament, you try to see, okay, where do I have to be very, very accurate, and where do I have to be so focused that I can't miss my drive, for an example, which is of course hole number 2 in general, and hole number 6 as well. But also looking for those holes like, okay, here I need to really focus, because we can't miss. We need ourselves to have that opportunity, because we are going to, after this qualifying round, or if we count in with the qualifying round, we do have 5 attempts on each hole if we count with that we are going to the weekend round. And if we then go into the rough, for an example, 2 out of 5 times, then we only have 3 opportunities left. Then it doesn't really matter in the way that how we play those 3 holes, 3 shots is definitely going to be tougher. Amelia is very excited. We were out to buy some stuff for the vacation today. Bought some pool stuff. You know, I spent it too much on that, but it's going to be amazing. Going away 10 days now. She can't stop asking for when the plane goes. So it's going to be amazing, and I can just let you all know that as well, that I'm going to play from the resort in Spain, but there is not going to be any live streams. It's just going to be recording, some with audio, some without, but at least show the rounds that is played. So so our opponent is going to go with away here, going to bounce it there into the rough. It's a very, very technical and tough shot. Very, very tough, and I would not advise you to do so, because you can see, sure, bounce there, gets up there and going to roll close to the pin, but in the end it's a very, very tough one. I'm going to go directly onto the green. I wish I would be having a little bit more backspin. And here you have to have in mind that this backspin that we are having with the backbone, it's the absolute minimum, like 4.5 bar backspin. In my opinion, it's absolute minimum to go directly onto the green. Then I would consider to have at least like 6 bars of backspin would be the ultimate one for me in this way. We're going to adjust it down into the bunker, and that is going to be very, very tough. But the goal, of course, is to give ourselves the opportunity to land directly on green. So we're kind of going with around 2 rings. This ball is affected a little bit more by the wind than a normal shot. We ended up on the fringe, as you can see, still going on to the top there. So we are needed to have a little bit more backspin. But I value that shot to be definitely better than going on the hill there on the left, especially in general, because now you can hit it great, you can hit it good. It's just that you need to get it onto the green. So we bag the birdie, and then we do only have hole number 9 left. And it's very important for us to give ourselves the eagle there, so we get the score that we actually do want to have. So birdie there, and now it's time. We'll be walking for 8 straight holes now, tired in our legs. We're coming to hole number 9. We need an eagle. Can we get it? But I would also say, like, the opponents that we have been playing really well, because we have basically been going to shootouts every time. I think it was just one time when we got the win directly, and that is a good receipt to our opponents there in that way. This is a tough tournament. It's so tough, and especially when you're playing with less upgraded club, with less distance, it does not make it easier. Of course, the wind, we are having tailwind on the holes, but in the end it's still does not help us in the way more than, of course, that we're getting a little bit more yards towards the pin. So we're going to play Ryan here on hole number 9. We are going to go right. And why do we go right? The reason we go right is that we do want to have an easier way on the platform there. We need to have in mind to not... Snart. Ska du komma och sitta? 5 minuter. So our opponent is going with too much backspin. In that way, too much backspin, and now it's time for us. We're going to go. We are going to go with a ball with more side spin. She wants a cracker. She's going to get a cracker, of course. I'm going to change it around a little bit. So we're going to go with 3.5 bar of top spin. We're going to go with max side spin on the Titan. We're going with a Titan to give ourselves the distance that we do want. So now it's time to use all the curl that we're having on the XML level 5, which is not much, but we take it. We take it. Getting the bounce there, we're bouncing it over, and now we're getting that little roll that we don't want to, but we're rolling out again. So that, of course, does not happen all the time, but sometimes it does happen. So here you can see it's like going with a basic ball combined with going with the backspin on the drive there from our opponent, and then sniper for the second shot. It's he's not giving himself a great a great time on this course, because with that setup, it's not possible to get to the green in two. I would say that would be highly unlikely to get to the green two in that particular way. Our turn, we are using the big dog. As you will be able to see, we do have some room here after our drive, which is very good. But we do go with a big dog to counter for if we do get that rough bump, like earlier there on the fairway for a drive, then we do at least want to have an opportunity to reach to this platform without having to max power it. So we're going with 1.5 ring here. So have in mind this shot is uphill. It is so and also having the big dog in not maximum distance combined with uphill, which means that ball will be, of course, less affected by the wind. We're going to come in kind of hot, but still it's a good roll on the ball, but as we do hit it great on the left side, we will be missing on the left side as well. But we take the eagle here, my friends. We take the eagle and giving ourselves a -11. We're close on hole number 5. Otherwise, it was just a very conservative, but also an important round to show you all that if you take it safe, you really do think about where to put your ball on the fairway, on the green, then you shouldn't have a problem to score a -11. And a -11 on 9 holes is going to be very good. We will see many people struggling to make a higher score than that. And a -11 on front, -11 on the back in the weekend, for an example, that could be definitely a top 10 as to see the scores that we are seeing now. So we take the eagle here on hole number 9, and we're going to check the scorecard here just in the end. There we go. So there we'll see here, and -11 there. Scorecard here. We took, like, the thing that makes me the most satisfied is hole number 2. If you like rewind or like remember, like hole number 2, we had no problem on hole number 2 whatsoever, and that is an important shot to dial in, especially the drive. Otherwise, eagle 6, eagle 9, that will work well. So my friends, thanks a lot for watching this playthrough with the tournament win, with the tournament win here in the New York Classic. This video is sponsored by Playdemic and Golf Clash, and if you do have any questions, please speak up in the comment section below, and I will be happy to answer you there. Otherwise, good luck in the New York Classic tournament.